Welcome to Live Interactive English. That is Hanny.
And that is Shane.
Hey, we are talking about a game changer in sportswear today. And you know what? They're going to be talking about shoes.
Ah.
I am a shoe collector.
I know. I've noticed that.
You have noticed that, right? I have a lot of different shoes.
老师每次来都穿不一样的鞋。
But I need to tell you that, like, for you, are shoes about the comfort? Like, do you really pay attention to the sole of the shoe, like the bottom part? It needs to be soft and comfortable. Is that like something that you really pay attention to when you're buying yourself like tennis shoes or sports shoes?
I don't do much research on shoes, but I would just wear them, try them on, and then feel it.
You just feel it yourself.
Yeah.
And you ever notice that there's like a certain brand of shoe or something that they have like a technology? Because there's a lot of sole technologies out there, you know, like Adidas or Nike or like, those big brands, they will have different technologies in their soles to basically make things usually for sports, like running, jogging, walking, to try to make you feel better as you're doing those things, more comfortable.
Right. 我记得以前我好像在挑鞋不会注意到这么多差别，有慢跑鞋啊，有什么各种健走鞋或什么的。
I don't run anymore because I have bad knees. So my shoes are all about how do they look? Do they look cool? If they're uncomfortable, I just feel like, well, how long do I need to wear them? How much am I going to be standing today? If they're an uncomfortable pair of shoes, maybe I'll switch to a little bit more comfortable, but I don't really care about the comfort and the technology. I just want them to look good.
现在就想要反正也不会出门太久，我们这年纪只要穿起来还算舒服，然后好看就好了。
They look okay?
好了，我们要准备进入课程，拜拜。
The Swiss sportswear brand On recently released a new shoe that just might change everything. This shoe is great in both performance and looks, but what's really important is how it is made. The shoe is produced by using On's light spray technology. While standard shoe production requires weaving materials together, production with light spray is much simpler. After a sole has been made, it is attached to a shoe last. The last is then sprayed with filament by a robotic arm.
Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back. So we've got Cloze test today, don't we?
Right, and the title is
A Game Changer in Sportswear.
好，今天的克漏字文章我们是要谈论运动服饰的未来趋势。老师，这个标题里面有一个 game changer 是什么意思啊？
Oh, it just changes everything. So something such as a product or event that affects a situation or area of a business very much. Makes things really change.
所以它字面意思是改变游戏者，原本是指说会大大影响比赛结果，会改变比赛结果的人事物。那在这边就是指说对形式啊，或者是商业领域产生了重大改变的产品或者是事件。好，那再来是 sportswear.
Okay, well that's pretty simple, right? It's clothes that you wear for playing sports. Sportswear.
Right, 所以这个字就是运动服饰的意思哦。那我们就来看今天的文章吧。
Okay, the Swiss sportswear brand On recently released a new shoe that just might change everything.
所以我们要谈论这个品牌叫做 On.
I don't know if they're really going to change everything, but that's just an expression, right? It's going to change everything.
Right.
Okay. So to release, that's a verb. It just means to make a film, recording, or other product available to the public.
所以这个 release 它就有推出啊、发行或者是发表、发布的意思，像是这个电影啊、专辑啊、书的发行也都可以用这个字。那我们来看看一个例句。
The band will release its fourth album next year.
明年要出第4张专辑了。Okay.
Continuing. This shoe is great in both performance and looks, but what's really important is how it is made.
但我们好像只关心它的那个穿着性能跟外观。
Yeah.
但是我们现在要来看看这个鞋子是怎么做成的。
Yeah. What's the technology? Okay.
Yeah.
The shoe is produced by using On's light spray technology.
So light spray is a trademark, right?
It's a trademark, right? So you can't just say like Nike can't use that and say we have light spray technology. It's already been trademarked.
所以上面有一个 TM 就是 trademark 的意思。
Right, okay.
So continuing.
While standard shoe production blank, weaving materials together, production with light spray is much simpler.
题目意思是，虽然标准的鞋类生产空格将材料编织在一起，但使用 light spray 喷织来进行生产要简单得多。那本题测验动词，我们就来看看选项。Our options are
A increases,
增加、
B requires,
需要，
C contains,
它有包含或是容纳的意思。
D promises.
这是指承诺或是保证。那语义上来看，它应该是要表达什么什么标准的鞋类生产需要将材料编织在一起。那么答案我们选 B requires 会比较恰当。require 后面可以接名词或动名词。那其他三个选项都跟句意不符合。So the correct sentence would be
While standard shoe production requires weaving materials together, production with light spray is much simpler.
And here we got this vocabulary word weave.
Weave. And so to make something such as cloth by crossing threads or other long pieces of material over and under each other. Or to create something such as a story by combining things in an unusual or maybe like a complicated way.
所以 weave 我们是指编织的意思。那老师刚刚还有提到另外一个意思，像编写啊、编制、编写故事这样，我们也可以用到 weave 去表达。So for example,
Kathy enjoys weaving cloth.
Okay. So next sentence we read.
After a sole has been made, it blank a shoe last.
题目意思是说，鞋底制作完成后，将其空格在鞋楦上。那么 sole 这个名词就是指鞋底 ，shoe last 在这边是指鞋楦、楦头。那它的形状就是像脚的模型，常常会用在制作鞋子或者是修鞋的时候。那这边是考我们片语动词，我们来看选项哦。Our options are
A is compared to,
就是表达和什么比较。那 compare A to B 就可以表达把 A 拿来和 B 比较。
B is mixed with,
和什么混合在一起？那这边 mix A with B 就是把 A 跟 B 混合在一起，这样。
C is attached to,
它具有固定啊，附在什么什么上。那 attach 这个动词是指使附着、固定或者是系上。常见的用法会是 attach A to B 或者是 be attached to。
D is known for.
这是表达以某种特质或特产而出名。语义上来看，最适合选项会是 C is attached to， 表达说在鞋底制作完成后，将其固定在鞋楦上。那其他三个选项像是比较啊和混合在一起，以什么出名，这个语义都不符合。So the correct sentence would be
After a sole has been made, it is attached to a shoe last.
The last is then sprayed with filament by a robotic arm.
Whoa!
Oh,
they
sounds
use
cool.
Robots.
Yes.
So fancy. Spray is a verb. It means to put something on a surface or into the air using a special container that produces a stream of small drops of liquid. Spray.
好，这个 spray 呢就有喷洒或者是飞溅的意思。So for example,
They sprayed the paint all over the wall.
OK， 那这边还有一个补充单字是 filament， 它就是指说这种细丝、细线 ，right？
Right.
Like a thin thread or hair.
Right.
那在文中它就是指纤维材料，还有 robotic， 看到 robotic 里面有 robot 这个字。
Right. So it's just like an adjective.
Yeah.
So something is done by robot. It's like if you're describing something that has to do with the robot, you could say it's robotic. So
对
you could say I have a robotic finger.
finger 好，所以 robotic 它就可以形容机械的或是自动操作的，那 robotic arm 就是机械手臂。所以课文这个句子就是说，最后呢是用机械手臂将这个纤维材料喷涂在鞋楦上。好，那我们先准备休息一下，待会再继续看看这个技术。
Okay.
This process takes only 3 minutes and produces 75% fewer CO2 emissions than the production of other on-racing shoes. What's more, the shoe is great for runners as it weighs just 170 grams. Marathon runner Helen Obiri wore a pair when she won the 2024 Boston Marathon. She also wore the shoe at last year's Olympics, and she came in third. On's light spray technology produces shoes that are better for the environment and the wearer alike. It could be a sign of great things to come in the future of sportswear.
So before the break, we've learned a bit about the light spray technology.
Right, and like using this technology to make the soles of shoes, right?
Yeah. So let's continue reading.
All right, this process takes only 3 minutes and produces 75% fewer CO2 emissions than the production of other on-racing shoes.
Wow, 75% fewer CO2 emissions.
That sounds like it's great for the environment.
Yes.
So what is a percent? So a percent, right, is 1 part in 100, an amount that is equal to 1/100th of something.
哦，老师刚刚说 1/100th 就是1%的意思，所以 percent 这个字就是表达%多少多少。我有听过有人念 percent， 不要念成这样，要念 percent。Right， 还有 emission 这个字。
Emission, so this is the act of producing or sending out something such as energy or gas from a source.Right,
所以 emission 这个字呢，它就可以表达像气体啊、热量、光线等等它的排放、散发。所以 CO2 emissions 就是指二氧化碳的排放。Okay, so continuing.
Okay, blank, the shoe is great for runners as it weighs just 170 grams.
这个题目是说啊，空格逗号这款鞋非常适合赛跑选手，因为重量只有170公克。这边考我们转折词来看选项。Our options are
A, what's more.
此外，而且
B, in contrast.
相较之下，相反的。
C, as a result.
这可以表达因此结果。
D, for example.
就是例如，好，那课文前一句提到鞋子的制成可以减少75%的二氧化碳排放。那空格后面提到说这款鞋非常适合赛跑选手，因为重量只有170公克。我们可以判断空格里面要填入一个可以引出额外讯息的转折词，可以用来补充前面所提到的优点好处。所以最适合答案会是 A, what's more, 此外而且，其他选项跟意思都不符合。So the correct sentence would be
What's more, the shoe is great for runners as it weighs just 170 grams.
170克很轻诶。
That's really
有时候
light.
一包饼干就差不多那个重
Yeah,
量。
basically, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Marathon runner Helen Obiri wore a pair when she won the 2024 Boston Marathon.
Wow,
Oh.
that's cool. 但什么是 marathon?
It's a long running race that is about 26 miles, 42 kilometers long.
所以 marathon 听起来有没有像中文的马拉松？它就是马拉松赛跑咯。那老师可以帮我们念例句吗？
Yeah, I have been training for the Berlin Marathon for months.
加油！
Yeah, don't worry, I'm winning.
Okay.
She also wore the shoe at last year's Olympics, and she blank third.
题目意思是说，他在去年的奥运会上也穿着这款鞋，并空格第3名。好，那这边是考我们语义，我们来看选项。So our options are
A, placed at.
这个可以表达说安排在什么什么。那 place 这个动词呢，也可以指排行，但是后面是要直接接叙述去表达排行第几。如果我们说 The team placed first， 就是这支球队排行第一。
B, arrived at.
这是表达抵达。
C, landed on.
落地降落。
D, came in.
这可以指说产品的上市，或者是以什么形式贩售，也可以用来指获得名次。所以这个选项最符合语义 ，came in third 就是表达获得第3名。那我们答案就是选 D, came in。So the correct sentence would be
She also wore the shoe at last year's Olympics and she came in third.
所以这个鞋一点也不会影响到她的表现。搞不好还可以提升她的表现。
Exactly.
Right?
I think that's the point. Is that because it is so light, that's less weight that you have to carry. So yeah. On's light spray technology produces shoes that are better for the blank and the wearer alike.
好，题目意思是 On 的这个 light spray 喷汁技术生产出对空格和穿着者都更好的鞋。补充一下 alike 它可以表达同样的相似的 A and B alike 就是 A 和 B 一样。那这边考我们名词来看选项 Our options are
Profit.
So A profit 它就是指盈利利润。
B, community.
社区。
C, environment.
环境。
D, development.
发展。好，那课文前面提到这款鞋的制作过程中可以减少二氧化碳的排放，可以推断它是要表达对环境和穿着者都更好的鞋。那最适的答案是 C, environment 环境，其他选项都跟语义不符合。So the correct sentence would be
On's light spray technology produces shoes that are better for the environment and the wearer alike.
It could be a sign of great things to come in the future of sportswear. That's why a game changer.
That's why it is a game changer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a pretty cool technology.
Yeah, I like it. I like the sound of it.
That's why I wonder if we're going to see more and more of this as time goes on.
希望有一天我可以穿这种鞋。
Yeah,
虽然我不跑步的。
I'm definitely interested now.
Yeah, okay, so that's it for today. Thanks for watching.
Okay, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
The Swiss sportswear brand On recently released a new shoe that just might change everything. This shoe is great in both performance and looks, but what's really important is how it is made. The shoe is produced by using On's light spray technology. While standard shoe production requires weaving materials together, production with light spray is much simpler. After a sole has been made, it is attached to a shoe last. The last is then sprayed with filament by a robotic arm. This process takes only 3 minutes and produces 75% fewer CO2 emissions than the production of other On racing shoes. What's more, the shoe is great for runners as it weighs just 170 grams. Marathon runner Helen Obiri wore a pair when she won the 2024 Boston Marathon. She also wore the shoe at last year's Olympics, and she came in third. On's light spray technology produces shoes that are better for the environment and the wearer alike. It could be a sign of great things to come in the future of sportswear.
Hey, check this out. There's a new bungee jumping club in town. I heard it's going to be so awesome. We should check it out this weekend.
Bungee jumping? Me? No thanks. That's a hard pass.
Come on, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
No, really, I mean it. I'm terrified of heights. Hard pass.
How about skydiving then? You're just jumping out of a plane.
A hard pass on that too. Let's just stick to ground activity, shall we?
Look, it's not even that high.
It's crazy.
Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about the phrase hard pass.
That's right. A hard pass is a strong refusal to a proposal or suggestion.
It's used when you want to make it clear that you're not interested in something, without leaving any room for negotiation.
For example, if someone offers you food you don't like, you can say, "No thanks, that's a hard pass for me."
Or if you're invited to an event that you have zero interest in, you can say, "I appreciate the invite, but I'm going to have to give it a hard pass."
It's a useful phrase to know, especially when you want to be firm but polite.
Definitely. And remember, it's okay to say no. So when you really want to refuse something, don't be afraid to use hard pass.
And that's all for today.
We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.